Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I created today for the 30 Days of Sketches by Christie's Beautiful Life. This is round number 6, and this is day 7 sketch. And I'm using my October 2020 revisited from October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge Kit. Now this was a really huge kit, and I've already made, this is layout number 7. Christy's doing her 30 days of sketches, so I'm hoping this will last me at least halfway through, if not all the way through, to complete this kit up. I have several more that are sitting on the shelves that I haven't touched, and so if I can get this one used up with all the stuff that I've added in with the 6x6 paper pads as well as the original paper pad that I added in, I should be doing really well of getting through my stash, my older stash. Anyway, so you saw there, I have some mixed media on the paper. What I did was I took my spray mist, I put it on a sheet of paper like that. I'm going to add a little bit of water, and then I'm going to smoosh it onto the paper. I guess you call it the smooshing technique, or kissing the paper technique, whatever you want to call it, the packaging technique. I'm just doing it this way, and it works for me. Not a lot of it ends up showing through the middle of the layout where the striped piece of paper is, but down lower, a lot of that shows, which is okay. I'm trying to be better about using my supplies to get them used up, especially my spray mist, because I don't tend to do a lot of mixed media things. So there's a scrap of paper. I think it was a 6x6. I cut it down a little bit more in order to make a banner shape that spans the length of that paper there. My photos are of my girlfriend and her 2 kiddos. We were at a swim party, and the pool had a lazy river effect to it. And so they were just floating by, and I snapped a few pictures. And so that's why I'm calling this layout Floating the Lazy River. And to help myself get ahead on this process, what I've been doing is I will prep the kit the night before, pull my title, do all those kind of things, leave it sitting there so when I come in from work the next day, I can get started on it. And so all of the embellishments you can see piled up there, they're already pulled. The mixed media stuff was already set out, the spray mist and that kind of thing. All of the stuff that I thought that I might use is already out, which makes it nice. I have less to sort through and go through. Here I had some tissue paper, some light pink, dark pink, and black tissue paper in the kit, and so I pulled out the pink here, the darker pink, and I am just layering it behind these photos, and then I'm going to add some black tissue paper behind that. And it feels good to get some of this stuff used up that's been in my stash for a while. I don't always put tissue paper into my color bins, but occasionally I will. Sometimes if I have like that one random piece of hot pink like this, or a couple sheets of black, I'll put it into my color bins and use it from there. But a lot of times when I get tissue paper, it goes into my wrapping collection, my wrapping paper collection in my bags and things like that. So here I'm just going to layer those up and then cut them out. I love having supplies like this that are not necessarily a traditional supply. They are a bit different, and it's something that there's a lot of designers out there who use different, tissue papers and things like that, different things added into their supplies that aren't standard scrapbooking things. It's fun. It's not something I do all the time. I don't add tissue paper to every single kit, but it's fun to add it in occasionally just to give it a little bit different flavor when you're working with it. Sometimes working with a kit, it narrows your choices down, or at least it does for me. And that's why I work so much with kits, is it narrows my selections down. And then when I build a page kit like this, and I've got all that stuff set out there to the side, right there on the right side, that pile of embellishments, that's all stuff that I plan to use on the layout. or try to use. All of it won't get used, but that's okay. So in doing this, with my kit building, I pulled together smaller little kits in order to get them used up, page kits, if you will, to use the contents of my kit. So I always feel like by the time I get to the end of a kit, I always feel like I've used a ton of my product. If I get every sheet of paper that's in the kit cut into, I feel like I have completely killed the kit. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes, I might put some whole sheets back into my paper stash, or 6x6 back into my paper stash, and that's okay because I can pull it out again and try for a different time. But this one, I had the original paper that I had added in, as well as a couple of 6x6 paper pads that were added in to the original kit. And then I had added in like 3 or 4 little packets of scraps left over from previous kits, or card kits, that kind of thing. So it really, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of this kit by pulling in all of those scraps, which a lot of this that's on this piece of paper, a lot of this, well, all of it, I think, is all scraps. I don't think there was a whole sheet of paper with the exception of the back sheet. And it actually had like a banner or something up on the corner, and I just covered it. So here I'm putting on my title, and it's that puffy alphabet from Freckled Fawn, not Freckled Fawn, from Felicity Jane. And if you've used any type of puffy alphabet, the adhesive is just trash on the back of them. When you peel it off that backer sheet and stick it to a different sheet of paper, it just does not stick down very well. So I've gone through and added some additional adhesive to the back of these letters. And there's still, if there's sections that didn't have additional adhesive on it, I've got the layout in front of me, and there's bits and pieces that are lifting. And it's a little bit frustrating, to say the least. I love the alphabet. I love the color, and I love the font, but I hate the fact that you have to go through and add additional adhesive. But, I guess you have to do what you have to do in order to love your layout and keep it from falling apart, right? And so this alphabet really works well. That spray mist that I have in the back is an old Tattered Angels that I have, and it is called Rum Punch. And Glimmer Mist, Tattered Angels, it's the same thing. It is one of those ones that has a glimmer to it, so you can't necessarily see it here. And I don't know that I necessarily got the feel of it on the photos, the close-up photos at the end, but it has this beautiful shimmer effect that kind of pulls with the way that the water pulled the mist around in spots, and it gives it this beautiful effect. I just love how this turned out. I love all of my layouts. There's very few that I complete that I don't really love, because I find that as I'm getting them done, and they are ready to go into the albums, I just love how they come out. Ever so often I'll get one and it'll not be my favorite, but it'll still be done and going into my album. And I think that's one of the things. I don't go back and redo layouts. I just don't. And I think it's one of the things to look at as we grow as scrapbookers, to watch how our style changes and morphs. My style has been the same for probably the last 10 years. And I think if you go through and you look at my layouts, it's going to be hard to tell what I did 10 years ago as opposed to what I did last week, because my style is so much the same. But prior to that, I was into a little bit of everything. I wanted to try everything that was out there to try. I know what I like now. I know what I don't like. I don't like eyelets. I don't like a lot of mixed media. Um, so like all the spray mists, I'm using them. They are in my stash, so I'm going to use them up, but I have a very hard time doing it because I don't like messy. That is probably the one reason that I would ever redo a layout if I'm working on it and the mixed media portion of it doesn't go like I want it to. That's grounds for me to throw it out and start all over. Um, yeah, and that's really the only thing um, that would cause me to do that so far in my scrapbooking life. That's been the only thing that would ever cause me to go back and to pitch a layout out and start it over again. But yeah, for the most part, um, I like everything that I use currently. Like I said, metal bits and pieces, the chunkier bits and pieces, I'm not crazy about, but I do like brads. Um, eyelets, I dislike intensely. I get I tried those once or twice and I was done. I got rid of everything that I had, which I didn't have very many. All of the mixed media, like the paste things, yeah, I got rid of all of that stuff because I don't like any of that. I don't mind the smooshing technique and a lot of the misting and things like that. That's all cool with me. I'll try it in little bits and pieces, but the all the textured paste and stuff like that, yeah, no, not my thing. Um, I can't really think of anything else right off the top of my head that I completely dislike and don't ever do anymore. Oh, cutting my photos into shapes. Back when I first started scrapbooking, creative memories was really big, and that was a big thing, was to cut your photos into shapes. Yeah, it was never my thing, not then, still not now. It's not something I can ever see myself doing. So here I am, I'm adding some buttons to this layout. Yay me! Buttons were a big thing for a long time and they kind of went out of style, but I did not get rid of my buttons. I held on to them because I love buttons. And so I'm able to pull them back in and use them again in bits and pieces, and I'm loving that. Same with the washi tape. It kind of comes and goes. But I still hung on to mine and I'm still using it. And you can see I have several pieces used here on this layout, and it feels really good to have it used. I think since enamel dots have come in, I don't think they've ever gone out of style. And I have plenty in my stash, so I'll keep using those as well. Anyway, I do have a couple of close-ups at the end. I just want to say thank you for showing up, for watching my video today and supporting me by watching my videos. I would love it if you would flip me a thumbs up. Not necessary, but I would appreciate if you did. I had waved bye to you, and then I thought, oh, I didn't do my journaling, and I just wanted to tell the story of who's in the photo and what they're doing. So that's where I go back and add that on. I'm just adding a few little lines to add my journaling to, and then it'll be completely done and ready to go into the book. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.